Hey guys, welcome back to Dawn Investments. Today's video is just going to be a quick review and recap of a couple of stocks that we think are going to have very good return throughout the next couple of weeks or within the week and of course throughout the month. Uh, these stocks are all going to have various amounts of returns, and of course, depending on how you trade them, you may see different results. So just keep that in mind. Do your own due diligence and make sure you don't trade anything just based on what we call out. But we're just calling out things that we see value in, and hopefully, if you do your own research on it, you find similar values in some of these stocks as well. And of course, stay tuned in our Discord as we're going to be calling out more stocks, of course. Or if you have any questions, you can ask us there or in the comments or anything like that. But getting right into the video, the first stock I wanted to get into was Snapchat. This one we've been calling out for some time now. It had its big spike from 13 to around 22 for around 61% that time period, and it's came down a little bit and it's bounced off its 200-day EMA, and it's been trending up. In the past couple of days, if you look at the 10-day chart, it went from for its low of 16 to its most recent high of around 1840, and it closed today at around 1817. 1817 was a pretty major resistance that we called on in the Discord, and it's been trending up since then. We called out positions around when it broke this resistance around 1786, and also when it broke this resistance around 1757. Both of these resistances were pretty good places to enter. As you can see from this resistance where we initially called it out, it's up 3% and it has a lot of room to grow from here. Looking at the 180-day chart, from this point, from this resistance, it's pretty clear until this next resistance at 19 or $20 for around 10% return. Of course, Snapchat fundamentally has a lot of things going on within the company. So I don't know if you want to take the risk right now because, of course, this is a risky trade and there are safer trades out there. So make sure you keep up with Snapchat's PR and its news. It's had a new update. It's been doing quite a bit significant things with the company. So jumping in right here could be a little bit risky, but if you're up for the risk from a technical standpoint, it's broken major resistances and it has a good 10% margin to cover until its next one. So stay tuned for Snapchat in the upcoming weeks. The next stock I wanted to go over was an ETF that we go over often, JNUG. This is one I just wanted to call out so you can add to your watch list. Um, Gold futures was consolidating a bit last week, which is why we're not suggesting jumping in immediately. But right now, it's of course JNUG is at a low point, and but the EMAs are trending down right now, and it does seem like it's on a downtrend. So I would be careful with JNUG, but it's at a low point and it can reverse at any time. And right now, it seems to be consolidating a little bit. I would wait for it to start uptrending again, maybe break this resistance around 15, and by then the EMA should definitely point up and you can trade on a continuation pattern and trade for profit. And because JNUG seems to be on a downtrend, you should definitely watch out for JDST. JDST, the inverse of JNUG, of course, because JNUG seems to be going down. This seems to be going up. The EMAs are pointing up, and it seems to be on a slight uptrend. But in terms of both stocks, they're consolidating in accordance with gold futures slash GC. So just be careful with both, but just keep it on watch for any major movements. Set alerts on GC, whether it goes up or down, and based on that, trade JNUG or JDST. But because it's at such an interesting point in its chart, you should definitely keep it on watch for the upcoming week, as something may happen within gold futures and gold stocks and gold ETFs. The next stock I wanted to cover was actually another ETF. You guys, we call this out pretty often. Um, Over the past couple of days, trading days, it's been consolidating, but it's been slowly trending upwards. If you can see from this trend line right here, it's been following a pattern. And if it continues to follow this pattern, this up and down pattern, it still has a little bit of time left before it continues, from a technical standpoint, before it continues to trend up until around this point right here. But it's been following this pattern pretty well and it's been trending up. So I'll definitely keep this on watch. The EMAs are starting to cross over, as you guys can see here. and they're starting to point up. If you're not in it already, um, I would wait for upward time to show. But if you're in it from this low point, which we called around here around $50, then you're pretty in a pretty much solid position. It's around 60% from there, and it's continuing to trend up. So this is more so a swing, but of course you can always day trade it. Buying at a low point like today it dropped here. If you would have bought here, which we called out, you would have made a nice 3%, and that doesn't seem like that much, but on depending on your investment amount, that could be pretty significant for one day. But of course, looking at it from a swing trade standpoint, this is something that I would definitely keep on watch as it is trending up. We definitely recommend taking positions here. Some people in our Discord have positions here. But always keep in mind with the news and follow natural gas futures, as this can have a pretty significant effect on you guys and D gas as well. But on natural gas futures, this is also trending up, as you guys can see, and that is a good sign for you guys as well. Also, if you pay attention to the news, which you can do on your own, so I don't want to go too in depth with the news and stuff. Natural gas overall shows rising in the price due to some of the news that natural gas has been experiencing. So definitely pay attention to natural gas. Add that to your watch list. D gas and U gas. For swings, I definitely wouldn't. Right now, I would say I'd rather swing U gas and D gas because D gas is trending down. But for day trades, either one will work. As you guys can see, either one will work for a day trade. Both of them are doing pretty well. For day trades. But for swing trades, overall, the chart from a technical standpoint, the charts don't look too good for DGAS because it has a lot of room to trend down with. So I'll just be careful there. It is at its 200-day EMA, as you guys can see. So it could bounce up temporarily. But if it breaks under this, I would definitely say sell your position if you're in it because it has a lot of room to drop around 40%. So watch out for you guys and the guys. The next one I want to go over is not an ETF. It's CPG, and this one I wanted to just call out because it's at a bottom. We usually trade stocks that have reached the support, and as you guys can see from this right here, it's reached the previous support here at 640, and it's trending up. Right now, it closed around 698, and that is around 10% from the support. It has around another 12% to its next resistance, and then if it breaks there, it has an it can reach potential of 33% from its previous price point. But of course, I would always recommend selling here. But if you don't mind the risk, you can keep holding it for that 30 something percent. Um, Today, it moved up quite significantly, 5%, and it has room to grow. So I'll definitely keep this on watch for the near future. Um, it's already it had this drop due to its earnings, so you don't have to worry about any major drops due to like earnings or something like that. Right now, it's trending back up to its previous price point, which it recently was at 925 back in January, which wasn't too far ago. So definitely keep this on watch as it is trending up. I have an alert set if it breaks this resistance here, um, or you can also even set an alert around $7 because at that point is a definite sign of an uptrend. Right now, this seems to be just a spike, so I wouldn't say this is a guaranteed uptrend, but this is definitely something that is a positive signal, and it's bouncing pretty. The bounce is pretty healthy, so I would wait for that to go up as well. The next one I always like to keep on watch is XXII, just because of the amount of room it has to grow. It spiked up from here. This previous high was 380, 383, came down and went up to 444. So its next spike, I presume, might be even a little higher than 444. You just have to wait to the point in which it is uptrending. I have alerts set, as you guys can see, in specific price entry points that I would want to enter in. On a day to day, I would say look for a different day trade if you're looking to day trade this. But for a swing trade, I would definitely wait a little bit longer, probably within the month, for this to show upward signs of an upward confirmation sign. Right now, it's trending down, so I wouldn't trade this right now. I know someone asked me about this in a private message, but I wouldn't trade this right now, but I would definitely wait until it's maybe breaks this resistance around 280, and from that point it should start showing signs that it's trending up. From there, you could possibly trade it for a swing trade. The next stock I wanted to go over was MYO. This stock has been called out a lot in our Discord by other group members, uh, by a lot of group members, and this is something that they've been trading for a while, and it's been trending up. It broke its pattern, as you can see right here. It broke its pattern and reached down to 340 as it was continuously bouncing up and down in that channel, but it broke the channel, bounced down to 340, and now it's re-entering the channel. So I would say it has room to grow around 30% to this 730 mark, but it has its earnings coming up, and I never recommend playing earnings unless you're sure with the company and you follow the company, you've done enough research, because earning plays can be very risky, but they can be very high reward in terms of stocks. So looking at this profit potential and its earnings coming up, I'll definitely say if you have enough information on a company and you have a good average, that this wouldn't be a bad play. But if you don't have a good average and you just want to play the earnings, I would say be careful because it is risky. And maybe don't take a very large position or don't take a position at all. But this definitely has some room to grow. So just want to call this one out. It's trending up currently right now. So if you're interested in it, it has 7% to its resistance and then around 30% to its resistance on the trend line. So watch out for that one. Finishing up, I wanted to go over two more. Gush, GUSH. This is an oil ETF. This one we've called out for a while. Since our call out, as you guys can see, it's around, it closed around 20% since that call out from that low point, since it started crossing over. And it has a lot of room to grow still, which is why I believe this is a good one to point out. It's hit this bottom a couple times and it's starting to trend up. As you can see, it has a slight resistance here at around 23, 20 or $24 around that point. But once it breaks that, it has a lot of room to cover, around 55%, or maybe around 60% to cover. Of course, most people want to cover 60%, but it has that room to grow. So I would definitely keep this on watch. It's been trending up for the past couple of days. If you look on the 10-day chart, it's been trending up, and it just has this resistance at 24 to break. But once it breaks that resistance, which I have an alert set, as you guys can see, if it holds that resistance and it continues to use that resistance as a support, it has a very wide margin to go. I wouldn't suggest jumping in right here because of just of opportunity cost. It's only 2% away from that resistance, and there is always a chance that it doesn't break. And if it doesn't, you would have almost wasted time because there's no guarantee that it's going to break that resistance. But if it does, I would say jumping after that if it holds, and then you can have a lot of potential for profit from here. Like I said, it's around 60%. But definitely keep an eye on Gush for a swing trade. And also, if you're looking for day trades, if you don't believe in swing trading this ETF, it's also a good day trade. As you guys can see, just today alone, it went up 10%. And on Friday, it went up 12% from its lowest point to its close. So I'll definitely keep an eye out for this. The volume isn't as high as the other ones, but it definitely has room to grow. So watch out for that one. And the last stock I wanted to go over was W. Um, this is another stock. It's not an ETF like the other ones I covered, but this one, just wanted to call it out because it's starting to trend up right now. It's it hit a support here. It trended it it spiked down and it's starting to trend back up to its previous price point. From this support, it's already around 10%. I have an alert set when it crosses over this little EMA bubble right here. This green line is my simple moving average, and these blue line and this purple line is my exponential moving averages. So once it crosses over all three of those, I believe that it will be a solid sign for an uptrend. And from there, I would say it has room to grow around 14%. or more. So I'll definitely watch out for that one. More I saw as a swing trade, of course. But of course, like all these other ones, you can always go in for a day trade if you don't feel comfortable swinging it. But it definitely has room to grow for a swing trade. And if you're interested in the swing trade, it definitely has that profit potential. So keep an eye out for that. Of course, there are a few other ones that we're going to be calling out on our Discord, but that was the bulk of them that I really just want to get out to you guys, that you guys can add to your watch list and potentially make a significant amount from those. Hopefully, trade them right. If you have any questions, just let me know in any outlet that you would like to use. And the links in that will be in the description for the Discord and stuff like that. Or if you have any questions, you can always comment or private message me or anything, and I'll be happy to answer or help as much the best as I can. But thanks for watching. Sorry if I went a bit fast. I want to cover everything in a timely manner. But that's it for the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.